personal learning plans, which are different than independent education plans? Or is it individual education? IEP is for
written
special.
by the student, written by the parents, or written by the teachers, or written by all the above.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Because I've seen teachers use personal improvement plans just within their classroom, and that's marvelous. Mm-hmm. And I've also prepared them, for gifted students, teaching the gifted for like 20-something years. And it was, we've gone through all kinds of ways to record what we're doing and how we're doing it.
When parents get involved, is that something where the teacher goes into the home or the teachers are...
when we were doing it down in Broward, and we did it here in Palm Beach County as well, we just scheduled a day, and we would schedule about 15-minute meetings, and every single gifted kid we would bring the parents through, and we'd start them like before school. We made a point of getting there a little bit early because some people didn't want to take any time off of work, and we accept that. And then people that can come in the middle of the day came in the middle of the day, and then we stayed late too. So we put in a few long days.
Is it a
but
process?
It was very nice, and it really was legitimate, where we pulled things out and said, "This is what we're doing." Parish implemented that. Okay, and the kids got to know that mom was involved in the process, dad was involved, grandma was involved in the process, whomever, and it was. And then we would bring the kids in too.
Oh, they were in the meeting.
Well, for some of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we kind of say, "Come on in," and just if there was something that was felt, the parents should hear without anyone,
just between parent and teacher.
And
okay.
But that's really getting to know your kids.
Yeah. Right.
And of course, there were some parents that just didn't show.
Oh.
So it was right. We would write things up and then send it home. Which it just initial this and send it back. We want to make sure that we're all on the same page here with it. And those parents pretty much just whatever you want to do with my kid, you're responsible for them.
So the format was a bit more open than just a top-down, the teacher telling, this is what we need?
This was totally, a bunch of equals. And we made that point at the beginning of the meetings. Okay. We're all here, best interest of the student is at heart. We just want to go forward. Here are the things that are really, really great. There are some meetings that are marvelous, where you just say a bunch of really positive, pat on the back, this is amazing, go write a book, every parent should read, whatever you're doing for your kid is super kind of thing. And there's other cases where you say, this kid is hitting the wall, and for a long time hasn't had to have good study habits or anything else, and now they're starting to get some material that they're starting to struggle with, and they don't know how to cope with it.
And so then the plan is built with the help.
That's where you got your differentiated curriculum and your integrated curriculum and all the other curriculums that you want to throw in there. You just put them all together, stir them up.
That's sounding like it's coming from the teacher. I guess you're
parents,
also...
No, but the parents will say, my kid is really into bugs. I remember a meeting like that. Okay.
Good.
And, a good teacher will already know that.
Oh, right.
Okay, because the kid's drawing bugs everywhere and acting like a bug, that kind of thing. And but that's when you get together and say, okay, what else is going on? And you say, John has some severe autism going on here.
Or his uncle runs beef.
But you don't. But sometimes you say, have you thought about seeing somebody else about your son's bug problem? Calling you right? So
the personal learning plan becomes a way of building a conversation with the parent.
Yeah, but it's holding everybody accountable too. And then you're collecting work. And again, that's where the portfolio comes in. See, you're presenting these things like they're separate,
right.
But they're really not.
They're blocks.
And they're all part of the tool chest that you're employing, when you're building that curriculum or when you're building the student. So, and then you're being able to bring things out is really good. Now, digitally, it's getting easier and easier because now I'm finding that I'll whip out my iPhone and just start snapping stuff that's working.
Collecting.
Okay. Oh, I've got a ton of it. Yeah. Okay. And
then you can email those to the students to say,
I just keep them all for myself.
Oh, okay.
And then at the end of the year, Colleen, the teacher I work with, we also team teach, which is kind of positive stuff. And but she's putting together. I took all the pictures and threw it out there. But she's putting together what we did with our clay project at the end of the year. Which is
now the students all get a copy of that then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For their portfolios.
Yeah, and if we can email it to them because it's going to be a PDF as well as hardbound, and that way when people come through our classroom, it's nice to say this is one of our projects we did last year, bam, and lay it out there.
And then the student, if they're collecting them in their own DP, they have it
Exactly
say,
right.
I'm on page 15.
Or I can send them as many photos of them as they want, because I'll have 6 or 7 shots of each kid,
Yeah.
various process. Because they started literally with taking
right.
the clay,
Time.
and then you see that at the very
Right.
end, and then the kid at the end is standing. and
So
saying,
now we're
"I
talking
made
process
this."
portfolio.
Well, everything
Yeah.
portfolio. I mean, it's
Right.
all there. Then the kid
Right.
has to write up. They chose the piece that they did, the ceramic piece that they did from history. So they're making a duplicate of something they saw in a book or a catalog. We've got a bunch of Sotheby's catalogs around too, which are really neat resources. And you know, I understand most schools aren't going to have access to.
Well, why don't they just ask for some old catalogs?
It's easiest because they're like $50 a piece. Did you know that?
Well, if they're from 10 years ago, people don't
Oh
need
yeah,
them.
just pitching them. I
Yeah.
mean, that's it. But every school, I don't think is going to. But that's where some of the objects came from.
Right.
So it's not like you just got a textbook. So you're using alternative.
You can always go to Scribed and get it scanned. Eventually, someone's going to scan those and place them on Scribed.
You better check because man, Sotheby's. I don't want to get sued by those guys. They're
No,
serious.
no, but you know,